Hey you guys, this video is a follow-up to my latest pendulum videos. In my last video, I spoke about free energy. And please remember where I'm coming from when I'm watching these science shows. Some of you guys have found me because of my Walter Russell videos. If you've listened to them, you know that is not my realm. I'm out of my depth when I'm in the Walter Russell zone. I'm out of my depth when I go to these free energy videos. I'm like, whoa, and mainly all I'm seeing, it's kind of, you know, when you're a kid and you're introduced to something for the first time, you notice things you wouldn't normally if you were so entrenched in something that it was almost an extension of you. You don't notice things. And when I watched the guy, and I'll try to find the link if I can, but basically he was showing how he wraps copper wire, and what he used was some kind of play school donut, okay? And he drew this shape, and he showed how he modified the donut and the way he wrapped this shape. So to me, this is a visual of what free energy is. I'm not going to say it's the only one, but I'm saying from an artist watching a video of something that is outside of my depth, where I really don't know what I'm watching, I don't understand a lot of what I'm hearing, I'm taking it in as you do when you become an artist. And I don't care if you're good at it or not. What happens is it changes your perception, and some of you may have heard this before, but for those of you who think, oh, who cares about her girly art? You know, I'm only interested in Bruce Lee, or I'm only interested in whatever videos I have here that have drawn you here. But when you participate, drawing and coloring is a form of meditation. It is a form of being able to have your soul desire come out on paper without interference. Now, that takes some time to do because, number one, you got to get over the fact, oh, you know, I'm not as good as I think I should be, or somebody else. You know, if you're comparing yourself to someone, don't do that. What I have done and the ways that I have helped myself start from scratch, like learning to make jewelry. This is the other thing. I came at what I was watching from learning to make jewelry because I use copper wire in my jewelry making. So I have that in the back of my head, and I have my new way of viewing the world. I see objects inside of objects. I see stories inside of pictures. It changes how you view the world to be an artist. So, no, I'm not a scientist. No, that's not my arena. But because I'm not, I was able to see, hey, this is a symbol of free energy. And if you take that symbol and you try to incorporate it in your life, number one, draw it. That's an easy one. Number two, get some wire and wire wrap. Now, am I going to try to build a free energy machine this week? No. But I'm interested in free energy. And when you physically put your energy, your focus, and your action into something, it's a form of meditation. And if this is a symbol of free energy, I intend to incorporate this shape into my world. And if I think that me as an individual who's not a scientist is going to figure out how to do my part to make this world the kind of place I'd like it to be, I'm going to incorporate this symbol in my life. Because what I see is people who are comfortable with power, with eternal, like no matter what is going on, it just keeps on going. That's free energy. I need some of that action. So I'm going to incorporate it. So today's video is how to draw the symbol, a symbol. I'm not going to say it's the only symbol, but it is a symbol of free energy. And here we go. I'm going to show you how to do it. I am using my Canson watercolor paper. It is cold press, 9" by 12. It's got a little bit of texture to it. It's a nice piece of paper. I'm using a circle template. You don't have to use this, but I have it, and it certainly will make life easier. So here we go. Basically, you start your symbol with, it doesn't have to be exact. Now, when I draw on this paper, I have to be a lot more careful. Number one, this is going to be my final piece of art. So basically what I'm doing is I'm drawing a clock. And I'm starting at the 12 o'clock position, and I'm putting a light mark there. And I'm going to go to the 3 o'clock position, and I'm going to put a little dot there. Then I'm going to the 6 o'clock, and I'm putting a dot there. And I'm going to the 9 o'clock, and I'm putting a dot there. Now we got to put the rest of the clock face in. The next one we got to go into, if you're using the same template, but basically what you're doing is you're making a clock face. You can make it as big or as small as you like. Once I have that, to demonstrate what I was talking about in my pendulum video, the second in the series, I watched a video of a guy talking about free energy devices. He wrapped a copper wire around basically a plastic donut, and he did so with 12 spots around the donut that he was going to back and forth, and in doing so, that's where I got this idea. Because if that's the way you wrap this, it takes into account Tesla type energy. Something about the way you wrap it. And then there's another one where you can have it going in a different direction, or a little bit different direction. And I need to go back to that one because that's a powerful symbol. And I want to use it as a meditation device. And I want to get comfortable with this symbol. Whether it helps me create free energy in the sense that I have in my head, or if it helps me have free energy in some other wonderful way that I hadn't previously thought of, I'm all about it. So that's why I'm sharing this video with you. This is an accompaniment to my pendulum series of videos. And so we are drawing a meditational device. I'm going to show you what he described, and I'm just going to give you the visual. He said change happens on the 5s. So from the top position, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go to the 5th position. Now, I'm going to use a straight edge so that I have nice clean lines. So I'm going to go from the top position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To 5, you go there. And then from 5, you go 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go to that position, and I am going to make a mark. So we went from the 12 o'clock spot to the 5 o'clock spot. Then we went from the 5 to the 10. Then we're going to go from the 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From the 10 to the 3. From the 3 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here to the 8. But 12 is a powerful number. It's the number of houses in the zodiac. It's the clock face that we all revolve around. I mean, it's everywhere. The time is everything. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to the 6 o'clock position. And I know this isn't going to be perfect. That's not the point. The point is to show you this. Get comfortable drawing this. If you want to know how to meditate, draw this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is another way. Drawing is a form of meditation, and it doesn't have to be girly. It can be symbols, and I think symbols, that's a good one, because they're so powerful. There's so much in these symbols that we take for granted, but they're symbols for a reason. They're iconic for a reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're used by the highest authorities for a reason. But this is an easy way. You can draw it, freehand. You could do it exact if you want. If you want to get out a compass and get it exact, you can. I just wanted to show you that anybody could do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that I personally am trying to take what I'm doing to the next level. And if this is a powerful symbol that the elite use, then I'm going to use it. They don't own it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then we're finally back 1 revolution. Okay, so there you go. That's, wow, so pretty too. There is something magical about this symbol. I was going to take out some of the lines, but I think I'm going to leave it just the way it is, and I'm going to watercolor it. And you guys can watercolor with me. It's a beautiful symbol, but with the lines is nice too. So I'm going to leave it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, let's see, I normally have this all nice and neat. I kind of did this video on the fly tonight, it just came to me. And I thought you guys might enjoy it, and it might be a great way to introduce some of you to art that previously have not seen any value in it, or not thought it worth the effort to carve out some time to include it in your life. It doesn't have to be girly. It certainly can be. I enjoy my girly stuff, thank you very much. But it doesn't have to be. It can be geometric. It can be just symbols. And there's a lot to be learned just using the color. Coloring is a beautiful thing. I'm really glad that that is something new in our culture right now, because using colors opens you up in a big way too. Alright, well, I'm going to make sure that I use, let's see, what colors? Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to start in the center with yellow. And normally I might get rid of the pencil and go over it with pen, but I'm just I'm changing things up here. Alright, so you're going to notice that my lines are not exact. This is still quite lovely. And I think there's always something to be learned no matter what I do. And so, because there is, I always learn stuff, especially the little quirky things. It's like, why did you make her face look like this? And then later it comes to you. Alright, so I'm going to go with a yellow. And one of the things I do is I'm using Faber-Castell, their watercolor pencils. I do have to put a lot of it on this paper because it absorbs a lot. And I try to start out with my pen, especially if I'm trying to make sure I hit a certain number of colors. I start out with my pencils all flipped one way, and then as I use them, I flip them over. That way I see that I've already used this particular yellow. Alright, so let's continue on. I'm going to have some pink in here. And I'm going to do that down here. So yeah, I've been trying to warm up to science stuff. And you see what happens. I get in... Oh, that's lovely. This shape is an amazing shape to me. See, and you pick up on things when you actually spend time in them, when you spend time on them. You can't help but it be a form of meditation. So I'm just taking the color that catches my eye, and I'm going to color each section. Just see how we do. And if some of you would like to color along with me, I will make this shape available, and you can color with me. When I was looking at the clock face initially, I wanted to say, start with 1. It was messing me up even how to divide it out. I have to think that's on purpose. What I'm realizing is the truth, it's simpler than we ever think that it is. It's been my experience as I've been uncovering certain truths that it is in plain sight, and it's a slight shift of something. If you tilt it ever so slightly, it gives you the illusion of something, but it's not really that. It's just, you're never quite in balance, so you don't notice. It's like, why wouldn't it start with a number 1? You know what I'm saying? Why is it not in quarters, where you think in your head, a quarter? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that, 1 quarter. That makes sense to me. A pie. I think things like that are done on purpose. And I'll probably cut that part out. But I have admitted to being a bit of a conspiracy theorist. So maybe I should just be honest and move on. Anywho, it got me to think about the clock in a new way. I don't think it should be divided where it starts at 12. It should start at 1. I'm having fun doing this. I love coloring. When I don't draw for a couple days, which I haven't, I'm guilty of it, I miss it. I miss the color. I really get drawn into it. The more you meditate and the more you draw, even if you're bad, just draw. Just 1 page. You can divide it up. That's what I did when I first started. I put a bunch of... One quick exercise you can do if you want to try to get good and not waste a lot of paper or invest a lot of yourself emotionally, which is good. Be detached if you can, because that way, if it doesn't turn out the way you had envisioned, it's a little easier to bear. So, what you can do, just grid off some of your paper and use that. In fact, I might make you a template of that. That I could do for you real easy. And I'll include it with this template, if you like. But let's do a darker blue. Then you just draw quickly. And it's a small space, and so you can finish it quickly even if you color it. I mean, you're in and out of there in 5 minutes, and
I have heard some artists who are in school for art, and that's one of the things that they're taught to do. It's one of the lessons they take is to draw quickly. When I first, early on, when I was trying to get some practice with my drawing, I would do that. I would grid up a page. Now, afterwards, usually what would happen is I'd do all those, I'd get some ideas, and then I'd end up going back and saying, look, I'm on a roll with this one because I maybe saw it in a couple places, and then I would draw some bigger ones. That's an easy exercise to learn to just get comfortable with the act of drawing and not having so much invested in time or emotionally, like I said. And then if you have one that's fabulous, put it on a printer, blow it up, and make it bigger and play with it. Just trace it and play with it. That's an easy way to... I like this so far. I'm going to have a lot of little blocks for color. This is going to be quite colorful. It's going to feel almost like stained glass. So should I put some, I think I should put some silver in. Why not? Silver and gold. I got plenty of room for color. So let's use it. I didn't do my point very good on that one, so I had to extend it. Now when I leave the pencil on instead of erasing it, there might be some smearing of the lead, but you know what? I think that obviously I'm okay with that because here we are. I'm doing it. Alright, and then I'm going to put the gold here. So I've got yellow and I've got gold. And I've got that pretty ochre color. I'm going to put brown in here. Try not to be biased and leave anything out. I want to catch the wide spectrum, and we've just about done that. I'm going to go back and fill in now that I've hit. I guess I'll do a black. Where shall I put black? I think it could go here. It kind of feels like patchwork quilt-ish. Now I'll have to be careful when I add water because that black, it takes on a lot of pigment, I've noticed. Now that's a silvery gray. Should I use this? I should. Big. Now let's do this. I will put it over here though. So my little system of the way I turn my pencils around is really nice. It comes in very handy. When I'm doing a project like this where I'm trying to include as many colors as possible without duplicating my efforts, without having pencils all around. Now another reason I like to keep my pencils, I've said this in other videos, but I'm just trying to add value to your listening experience. I like to leave my pencils in this container because they're fragile. If you have them banging around, they can get broken on the inside, and you won't know it till you get down to, like this one where it's much lower than the others, and all of a sudden it's like, why does my pencil keep breaking? It's because you broke it a long time ago, but you just got to the break. So you want to be nice to your pencils, and this container keeps them safe. It's an easy way to carry them around, and it's an easy way to keep them safe, and it's an easy way to have a system for knowing which ones you've used. So I love it. That's why I'm not, a lot of times I take things out of their case. Is this the one I want here? Alright, I'm going to put this one here. So yeah, and he wrapped his copper coil. He did it 72 times. I think that's what he said it took to go all the way around, is 72 wraps, 72 times what I just did in order to go all the way around. Alright, we're going to go over here with it. I think right here. Olive green. Married now. I heard that your dreams came true. That she gave to you what I couldn't give to you. This creates a lot of Hi, honey. I'm drawing a symbol of free energy.
Are you recording?
Yes. Stay out of my video.
I thought you liked my cameo videos.
I do. You're funny. I like this. It's kind of quiltish. Kind of stained glass window and quiltish. Hello, Jazz. Speaking of cameos, how you doing, kitty? Hi, baby boy. I don't think I got all the browns.
You need more color pencils?
No, but I have a nice set, thank you. There's a Cadillac set that someday I will have.
Where?
It's a massive set of
Where do you get
watercolor.
them?
You can order them online.
Order them.
But I am happy with this.
Well, order them. Get the Cadillac set, and that way you'll have every color of the rainbow.
I would love it. I would know that.
Well, get them.
Did you used to get excited when you had the new box of Crayolas as a kid? Were
Wasn't
you
into coloring that
No,
much.
I sure
I
did.
really wasn't.
I did even from preschool. That was my happiest time, was in my smock
I
painting.
did like painting day with the tempera paints.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'll put more gold in it. Another silver. Right here. And then one more color. This will be red. All right, one more color. Put another gray. Oh, there is another one. Gosh, I keep finding them. All right, and then pink. This one. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. We'll do the water part. Wind is really kicking tonight.
you.